Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another SBYGO Deck Profile, and today we got...
Ryan.
Oh, let's go!
Playing P.U.N.K.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely been playing P.U.N.K. Pretty much been playing P.U.N.K. this whole format, and I believe he's gonna continue playing P.U.N.K., right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Whenever he's able to. Anything you want to say before we get this started?
Shout out to SBYGO, shout out to the boys, shout out to the team today, Jared and Carlos. We did pretty good.
Alright, let's get this started.
So, for the P.U.N.K. engine, starting with the best cards, the Almond.
Seriously? How bad did you brick?
3 of Ogre Dance. Rhoda.
Stand by.
3 Foxy Tune. The best card to find off is the Almond.
Yeah.
2 Deer Notes. And then 1 Wagon Spider and Cherkusai.
Gosh, that's a lot of P.U.N.K. cards.
This is kind of like debatable because people play 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think 2 is better just because like seeing it by itself doesn't really do anything. So I went for 2 instead of 3.
Will you change these numbers now?
The only one I would want to change is kind of Cherkusai, just because if you happen to get rid of it and you don't have a way to bring it back, you can end with the E-Telly and just bring it back to the next turn.
Okay.
But I don't think you need to.
And these are pretty much like the standard numbers that like
Yeah,
people
pretty much
play.
everything's a 3 of.
Minus Deer Note,
Yeah.
which is that too.
So for the rest of the P.U.N.K. engine, 3 Field Spell,
The pot agreed pretty much for the whole archetype.
the unofficial P.U.N.K. card, E-Telly, and then National Wire Surprise. Card's pretty broken.
Is there a reason why you don't play the other trap?
I think just the spot removal right now is really good. Even if you don't have a P.U.N.K, you can still play it, and you can just pop a set card.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you end the board with Cherkusai, just so you can quick synchro. So just having something to pop, like you have another interruption to get a body off.
Yeah.
Then yeah, pot agreed. It's really good.
Plus you can also special summon a P.U.N.K. monster from your hand too, so...
Pretty much adding off Chaos Ruler into any P.U.N.K, you can still special, keep playing.
Yeah.
So for hand traps, 3 Ash, 2 Veiler, 3 Crow, 2 Ogre, 2 Nib, Gamma package, pretty standard. I think a lot of your P.U.N.K effects, they can get Ash, so then if you start it, Gamma just comes up. And then, I don't know, Ogre and Nib are kind of iffy, but if you have it, you have it, so it kind of comes up.
Would you change the nibs out for something else, or would you keep them in there?
I think since I'm playing Cross Out, I would swap Nib, just because a lot of people aren't really playing into it, but you can punish them.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of wanted to main deck Dark Ruler, just because Dark Ruler really punishes the board.
Yeah.
So I'll probably switch this for Dark Ruler, or maybe add another Veiler. For the rest of the monsters, 3 Gizmek, best extender. You want to see it milled off Chaos Ruler, and then Shinobi Necro.
Everyone knows what Shinobi Necro does at this
pretty
point.
much. It's kind of crazy because the reason I made I'm playing Splight Elf is just because like I never found myself making Lambda, so at least with this, when you bring back Chaos Ruler,
Yeah.
you have a reason to like, use it. It would just be another body. So this turns into Elf, and then there's just whenever you want, you just special it.
Yeah.
Banish 8.
Pretty much one of the best extenders, kind of, in this deck.
Yeah. Since you're playing 3 ofs, it's pretty free.
Yeah.
And then for spell cards, Qualify,
Staple.
3 Cross Out. There was one time where I played this tourney, played a tourney here, and like my deck was pretty fragile, so it's like after 1 interruption I just passed. So I decided to play Cross Out just because like it stops. It pretty much lets me play.
Yeah.
2 Pot of Desires. I think it just plays out just because it's draw power. Kind of debating between this or Talents, but I think just banishing 10, like it's okay because everything's a 3 of.
Yeah.
And then just to close out the other cards, 3 Imperm. Pretty standard.
Nice, nice.
Extra deck, 2 Amazing Dragon, and then Gem Dragon Drive. Honestly, this card is really crazy, just because like you make it off Cherkusai and like either Chaos Ruler or Gizmek during your opponent's turn, and since I'm playing like up to 4 to 5 level 3 Psychics, you can target that many cards and bounce it back. So pretty much like people weren't able to make board just because like as soon as they like start a board, I just bounce everything. And then the rest of the synchros, Baron, Chaos Ruler, Psychic Punisher, Formula Synchron, and Changing. Honestly, these three are part of the combo pretty much. These two are kind of just flex spots, but Changing becomes a win con just because of Gizmek and Desires. So it gets pretty big really fast.
It becomes a very problematic card if your opponent can't get rid of it.
Yeah, in theory you can do Changing on end board and then just special Gizmek. Gizmek effect triggers and then on res banish 2 cards. So
Yeah.
it's pretty broken.
Did you like the psychic game today?
I only made it once, but it got outed just because of pixies. but like,
It's broken.
but I mean, he had to come up over like 98,000. So he's like, oh,
Gosh.
I guess I have to crash it. But
Yeah.
it did what it did. Stopped him from just OTKing me.
Plus, it just becomes a problematic body too.
Yeah,
Like, how do you get rid of a monster with like that much attack?
that much
also
attack unaffected. It's kind of
Yeah.
broken.
And you most likely you also have lower life points than your opponents because
Mhm.
of all the punk effects.
It's pretty much like do or die, but in that case, it's just try to win.
Yeah.
For links, access code, Celine, Unicorn, Hulk, Sprite Elf, and Dark. A lot of people, this is kind of debatable, but I actually like this package just because like if you get hit by barrier, they normally call synchro just because everything's a synchro, and it's like, oh, I'll just make Hulk climb into Celine and kill you there.
Yeah, pretty much the standard access code.
Yeah, and then like I said, Sprite Elf instead of Lambda, just because like it comes up more for me instead of getting Lambda and then proccing the effect. Just because I always found myself like not having extra spaces for both cards during my turn or opponent's turn. So yeah. And then the last card, Rescue Cat, aka Rising Carp. Surprisingly, this card never got ashed. Which is weird. I was honestly expecting it every time, but it goes through. You get to extend combo. Pretty good. For the side deck, played Triple Dark Ruler.
Kind of necessary.
Yeah, I mean, even going first, I still do the thing where I just side one, just because I'm playing cross out.
That makes sense.
Like if I see it, I see it. If I don't, then it's a cross out target.
Yeah.
Never came up that way though, so it's whatever. Triple Cosmic, pretty standard for back row. And I think since I'm playing Punisher too, it's like just pay life points, just keep pushing.
Yeah, it makes it live.
For the rest of the cards, pretty much just trap cards. This was a new card I tried out just for today, just because I originally had Nib in the side deck, but we just kind of thought like play Trap Trick, just so I can push for different dimension ground. I think going first, this is pretty good, just because like a lot of people need the graveyard to play, so it's kind of pushes them to go through awkward lines. And since I'm playing, this kind of just pushes to seeing this going first.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, none of this stuff ever came up, so it's not like it mattered.
Came up in playtesting though.
Yeah, it does come up in playtesting though, but for the rest of the traps evenly, it's pretty good right now just because everyone wants to make big boards, full combo. A lot of floodgates right now, it pushes for negates.
Just get rid of everything
Yeah.
too. Any problematic cards.
And the last card, Red Reboot. I think just because a lot of trap cards are played right now, it's really good just to cancel, just to keep playing.
Yeah. Plus you also kind of need the red reboot. It's always good to have.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. You want to say any last words or?
Shout out to work for giving me an off on a Saturday.
Let's go!
Busted.
Until next time. See you guys.
Peace out.
Later.
Like, comment, subscribe.